Have you ever wanted to plant something in your garden and see results almost immediately? Imagine sowing seeds today and, within just a few short weeks, harvesting fresh vegetables straight from your own containers, balcony planters, or raised beds. It may sound too good to be true, but with the right vegetables, fast harvests are absolutely possible, even in small spaces. In today's video, we're going to explore 7 amazingly fast-growing vegetables that thrive in containers and compact gardens. You'll discover which crops grow the quickest, the best potting mixes to use, ideal sunlight and watering conditions, and a few simple tricks that can help your plants grow faster while avoiding common beginner mistakes. 1. Cherry tomato tomatoes, the perfect container garden. Favorite. If there's one plant that inspires people to fall in love with gardening, it's cherry tomatoes. They're colorful, sweet, productive, and incredibly satisfying to grow. Clusters of tiny tomatoes hanging against lush green leaves almost look like ornaments decorating the plant. And one of the best things about cherry tomatoes is how well they grow in containers. You don't need a large backyard or expensive setup, just a sunny spot, a quality pot, and a little attention. When choosing varieties, compact or determinate tomatoes are usually the easiest to manage in small spaces. Excellent container-friendly choices include Tiny Tim, Tumbling Tom, Patio Princess, Balcony Red, and the tiny but highly productive Micro Tom, which grows beautifully even on windowsills. Use a container roughly 12 to 16 inches deep and wide with proper drainage holes. Tomatoes dislike soggy roots, so excellent drainage is extremely important. Fill the pot with rich, loose potting soil mixed with compost or aged organic matter to provide steady nutrients. Sunlight is absolutely essential for strong growth and sweet fruit. Tomatoes perform best with at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sun every day. If natural light is limited, supplemental grow lights can help, though full sunlight always produces the best flavor. Consistent watering is equally important. Water deeply so roots grow strong and healthy, but avoid letting water collect at the bottom of the pot. Adding mulch like bark, straw, or dry leaves helps hold moisture evenly and prevents sudden drying that can cause fruit cracking or blossom end rot. Cherry tomatoes are heavy feeders, so regular fertilizing helps maintain healthy growth and fruit production. Feed every few weeks using a balanced fertilizer or a tomato-specific blend higher in phosphorus and potassium. Too much nitrogen may create excessive leafy growth with fewer tomatoes. Even compact tomato plants appreciate support. Small cages, bamboo stakes, or simple supports help keep stems upright, improve airflow, and reduce disease problems as the fruits become heavier. Tomatoes naturally self-pollinate, but indoors or on sheltered balconies, they sometimes benefit from gentle assistance. Lightly shaking the plant or brushing flowers helps pollen move between blooms and improves fruit production. After roughly 2 to 3 months, tiny flowers transform into clusters of green tomatoes that slowly ripen into bright reds, oranges, or yellows, depending on the variety. And few gardening experiences compare to eating a warm cherry tomato straight from the vine. Sweet, juicy, and packed with flavor far beyond store-bought fruit. One helpful tip is to harvest frequently. The more tomatoes you pick, the more the plant continues producing. Many gardeners also love growing basil or oregano alongside tomatoes. These herbs not only pair perfectly in recipes, but may also help discourage pests naturally. And in colder climates, tomato plants can even be propagated from cuttings before frost arrives. Root them indoors through winter and you'll have fresh young plants ready for spring planting without starting from seed again. 2. Pepper peppers. Small plants packed with flavor peppers are another fantastic vegetable for container gardening. Whether you prefer sweet bell peppers or fiery chili varieties, these compact plants provide incredible flavor, color, and productivity in small spaces. Container growing works especially well for peppers because pots make it easier to control warmth, sunlight, and moisture. All things peppers love. Compact varieties such as Mini Bell, Lunchbox, Cayenne Compact, Basket of Fire, and Sweet Sunshine stay manageable in size while producing generous harvests. Choose a pot around 12-14 inches deep with good drainage and fill it with rich, airy soil mixed with compost. Adding worm castings or a slow-release fertilizer at planting time gives peppers an excellent start. Peppers thrive in warmth and need at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight daily. Cool weather can slow their growth, while extreme heat may also stress the plants, so adjusting placement during temperature swings can help keep them productive. Water thoroughly whenever the top layer of soil begins to dry, but avoid overwatering since soggy roots may cause rot. A layer of mulch helps stabilize moisture and keeps roots healthier during hot weather. Regular feeding every few weeks with fertilizers rich in phosphorus and potassium encourages flowering and stronger fruit development. Like tomatoes, peppers are self-pollinating, though lightly shaking the plants may improve fruit production. Watch for pests such as aphids or spider mites, which can usually be controlled with water sprays or gentle insecticidal soap. If dark spots develop on the bottoms of fruits, the issue may be blossom end rot, caused by inconsistent watering or calcium imbalance. Maintaining even moisture levels usually helps prevent this problem. Peppers can be harvested at different stages depending on your preference. Green peppers offer a crisp, fresh flavor, while fully ripened red, yellow, or orange peppers become sweeter and richer. Always use scissors or pruners when harvesting instead of pulling fruits by hand to avoid damaging branches. Beyond their productivity, pepper plants are also highly ornamental. Their glossy leaves, delicate flowers, and colorful fruits make them beautiful additions to balconies, patios, and container gardens. Certain varieties like Bolivian rainbow and black pearl are even grown primarily for their decorative appearance. And the reward is incredibly satisfying. Fresh, homegrown peppers ready for salads, roasting, cooking, drying, or preserving. Compact, productive, colorful, and full of flavor, peppers are truly one of the best vegetables for container gardening and small space growing. 3. Mustard greens. Fast-growing greens. Full of flavor. Mustard greens may not always get as much attention as other leafy vegetables, but they're easily one of the fastest and most rewarding crops you can grow. Known for their bold, peppery flavor and rapid growth, these greens are perfect for gardeners who want quick harvests and vibrant plants that thrive in containers, raised beds, and small gardens. One of the biggest advantages of mustard greens is how quickly they mature. In many cases, tender baby leaves can be harvested in as little as 25 to 30 days after planting, making them an excellent choice for anyone who enjoys fast results. There are several beautiful and flavorful varieties to explore. Green Wave offers the classic spicy mustard flavor many gardeners love, while Red Giant brings rich purple-red tones and a milder taste. Red Frills adds dramatic texture and deep burgundy coloring that makes containers and garden beds look especially striking. Together, these varieties create both a productive and highly decorative edible garden. Mustard greens thrive best during cooler weather, ideally in temperatures ranging from 45 °C to 75 °C. When temperatures become too hot, the plants often bolt quickly, producing flower stalks and developing a stronger bitter flavor. For the best quality leaves, they're usually grown during spring and fall, or given partial shade during warmer periods. Healthy soil makes a big difference with mustard greens. They grow best in rich, fertile, well-draining soil that retains moisture without becoming soggy. Adding compost before planting helps improve both nutrition and soil texture. Consistent watering is also important. Even moisture keeps the leaves tender and mild while reducing excessive bitterness. If the soil dries out repeatedly, the greens may become tougher and stronger in flavor. One reason gardeners love mustard greens is their incredibly fast germination. Seeds often sprout within only 3 to 5 days, giving almost instant satisfaction after planting. To maintain continuous harvests, sow fresh seeds every couple of weeks. When harvesting, remove the outer leaves first while leaving the center intact, so the plant continues producing. This cut-and-come-again method allows multiple harvests from a single planting. Like many leafy greens, mustard can occasionally attract flea beetles or caterpillars. Companion planting with herbs like dill or mint, along with lightweight row covers, can help minimize pest damage naturally. Nutritionally, mustard greens are packed with benefits. They contain high levels of vitamins A, C, and K, along with calcium, antioxidants, and other valuable nutrients that support overall health. In the kitchen, they're wonderfully versatile. Young leaves add a peppery kick to salads, while mature greens become delicious when sautéed with garlic, added to soups, or cooked into stews and stir-fries. Fast-growing, resilient, colorful, and flavorful, mustard greens are one of the most satisfying vegetables for gardeners who want quick harvests and bold taste from a small growing space. 4. Arugula, the fast and flavorful gourmet. Green arugula, sometimes called rocket or roquette, is one of the quickest and easiest leafy greens you can grow at home. In only 20 to 30 days, tiny seeds can turn into fresh harvests, ready for salads, sandwiches, and countless dishes. Its flavor is instantly recognizable: peppery, slightly nutty, fresh, and vibrant. Even a small handful can completely transform a simple meal into something that feels more gourmet and flavorful. But arugula's popularity comes from more than taste alone. It's also one of the most productive and dependable greens for container gardens in small spaces. Arugula thrives during cooler seasons, preferring temperatures between 45 degrees Fahrenheit and 70 degrees. Spring and fall are usually the ideal growing periods because excessive heat often causes the plant to bolt quickly, producing flowers and developing a more bitter taste. During warmer weather, partial shade can help extend the harvest season. Some slower bolting varieties such as Astro, Apollo, and wild arugula tolerate heat better, while offering even deeper flavor complexity. This leafy green performs best in loose, fertile soil that drains well while holding enough moisture for steady growth. Mixing compost or organic matter into containers or garden beds creates excellent growing conditions. Because arugula grows so rapidly, it usually doesn't require heavy fertilizing. Occasional compost or light organic feeding every few weeks is typically enough to keep plants healthy and productive. Maintaining even soil moisture is especially important. Dry or stressed plants are much more likely to bolt early and develop stronger bitterness. Planting arugula is incredibly simple. Seeds can be sown directly into containers or garden soil about a quarter-inch deep and spaced closely together. Germination happens remarkably fast, often within just a few days, making arugula one of the most satisfying crops for beginner gardeners. Once the leaves reach around 2 or 3 inches tall, harvesting can begin. Picking the outer leaves while allowing the center to continue growing encourages fresh new growth and provides multiple harvests from the same plant. For a continuous supply throughout the season, many gardeners sow fresh seeds every 10 to 14 days. This succession planting method ensures constant harvests of tender greens for weeks or even months. Arugula grows exceptionally well in containers, raised beds, balconies, and urban gardens where space is limited. Like mustard greens, it can sometimes attract flea beetles that create tiny holes in the leaves. Companion planting with herbs like dill or cilantro, along with lightweight row covers, can help reduce pest issues naturally. In humid conditions, proper airflow also helps prevent mildew problems. In the kitchen, arugula truly stands out. Its peppery flavor pairs beautifully with olive oil, lemon, tomatoes, citrus fruits, goat cheese, nuts, and pasta dishes. It's delicious fresh in salads, lightly wilted over warm meals, or blended into sauces and sandwiches for extra flavor. Quick growing, productive, and packed with bold taste, arugula is one of the easiest ways to bring gourmet flavor into a home garden, even in the smallest spaces. 5. Bok choy, a fast-growing favorite for fresh harvests. Bok choy, sometimes called pak choy, is one of the most productive and rewarding leafy vegetables you can grow in a home garden. Known for its tender green leaves and crisp white stems, this compact vegetable grows quickly, looks beautiful in containers, and delivers delicious harvests in a surprisingly short amount of time. Smaller varieties such as toy choy, Shanghai baby, and mini white stem are especially popular for container gardening and raised beds because they mature rapidly, often becoming ready to harvest in only 25 to 35 days. Despite their compact size, these plants produce lush growth with juicy stems and delicate leaves that work beautifully in both fresh and cooked dishes. Bok choy thrives best in cooler temperatures, making spring and autumn the ideal seasons for planting. It prefers fertile, well-draining soil that remains consistently moist without becoming soggy. Mixing compost into the soil before planting helps support healthy, steady growth and improves overall plant vigor. Maintaining even moisture is extremely important. Long dry periods can stress the plant, causing leaves to toughen or encouraging premature bolting, where the plant quickly sends up flowers and shortens the harvest period. Although bok choy enjoys full sun during cooler months, partial afternoon shade can be very beneficial during warmer weather because it helps slow bolting and extends harvests. One of the reasons gardeners love bok choy is its harvesting flexibility. Young baby plants can be harvested when only a few inches tall for tender salads, soups, and stir-fries, or allowed to mature into larger heads for heartier dishes. For longer production, Many gardeners use the cut and come again method by harvesting the outer leaves first while leaving the center untouched. This encourages fresh new growth and allows repeated harvests from the same plant. As a member of the Brassica family, bok choy can occasionally attract pests such as aphids, flea beetles, and cabbage worms. Regular inspection of the leaves, especially underneath, helps catch issues early. Companion planting with herbs like basil or dill, along with lightweight row covers, can help reduce pest damage naturally. In the kitchen, bok choy is incredibly versatile. Its crisp stems and tender leaves cook quickly, making it ideal for stir-fries, soups, noodle dishes, dumplings, and sautéed vegetable recipes. It can also be eaten fresh for a crunchy texture and mild flavor. Nutritionally, bok choy is packed with vitamins A, C, and K, along with calcium, folate, and other important nutrients that support overall health. Fast-growing, nutritious, adaptable, and easy to grow, bok choy is one of the best vegetables for gardeners who want quick harvests and fresh greens throughout the season. 6. Radicchio, a bold and colorful garden. Favorite. Radicchio is one of the most visually striking leafy vegetables you can grow. With its rich burgundy leaves, crisp texture, and pleasantly bitter flavor, this elegant member of the chicory family brings both beauty and sophistication to gardens and meals. When grown as baby greens, radicchio matures surprisingly quickly and can often be harvested in as little as 25 to 30 days. Popular varieties like Palarosa, Chioggia, and Castelfranco are loved for their dramatic coloring, ranging from deep wine-red leaves to beautifully speckled cream and purple patterns. Radicchio grows best in cool conditions and thrives during spring and fall when temperatures stay moderate. Full sun encourages strong growth, though the plants also tolerate partial shade well. To prevent premature bolting and excessive bitterness, many gardeners avoid growing radicchio during the hottest parts of summer. The plant prefers fertile, moisture-retentive soil that drains well and remains evenly moist. Adding compost before planting provides nutrients that support healthy leaf development and vibrant color. Once seedlings begin growing, thinning them to allow proper spacing improves airflow and helps the plants mature more evenly. Like many leafy greens, radicchio responds beautifully to the cut and come again harvesting method. Trimming the outer leaves while leaving the center intact encourages fresh regrowth and repeated harvests. Keeping soil moisture consistent is especially important because dry conditions can increase bitterness and produce tougher leaves. Light feeding every few weeks also helps maintain healthy, steady growth. Compared to many garden vegetables, radicchio is relatively low maintenance. However, slugs, flea beetles, and aphids may occasionally appear. These are usually manageable with natural treatments, regular inspections, or simple hand removal. As radicchio matures, its color becomes even more dramatic, developing bold burgundy tones highlighted by bright white veins that make it one of the most decorative edible plants in the garden. In the kitchen, radicchio adds a rich, slightly bitter flavor that balances beautifully with sweet or creamy ingredients. It pairs wonderfully with citrus fruits, nuts, olive oil, soft cheeses, and roasted vegetables. Cooking also transforms its flavor. Grilling or lightly sautéing radicchio softens its bitterness and brings out a subtle sweetness that many people love. Compact, colorful, fast-growing, and packed with personality, radicchio proves that quick-growing crops can be both visually stunning and deeply flavorful. 7. Green bean bush beans. Productive, easy, and perfect for small gardens. Bush beans, often called snap beans or green beans, are among the easiest and most dependable vegetables you can grow. They're productive, beginner-friendly, and capable of delivering impressive harvests in a relatively short amount of time. Compact varieties such as Provider, Top Crop, and Contender can begin producing crisp, tender pods in as little as 30 to 40 days when grown in warm, sunny conditions. Bush beans thrive in full sunlight and grow best in loose, fertile soil enriched with compost. Since bean roots dislike disturbance, seeds are usually sown directly into containers or garden beds once the soil has warmed sufficiently. Plant the seeds about an inch deep and maintain even moisture, especially during flowering and pod development. Consistent watering helps improve both yield and bean quality. One of the reasons bush beans are so popular for container gardening is their naturally compact growth habit. Most varieties stay relatively small, making them ideal for raised beds, patio containers, and smaller gardens without requiring large trellises or extensive support systems. Bush beans also tend to produce heavily over a concentrated period, so succession planting every couple of weeks is a great way to maintain continuous harvests throughout the season. Applying mulch around the plants helps conserve moisture, regulate soil temperature, and suppress weeds. Another huge benefit of bush beans is their ability to improve soil quality naturally. As legumes, they help fix nitrogen into the soil, enriching it for future crops and supporting healthier garden ecosystems overall. Occasionally, pests such as aphids or bean beetles may appear, but regular monitoring, proper airflow, and simple organic treatments are usually enough to keep plants healthy. Harvesting at the right time makes a big difference. Pods taste best when they're still slender, smooth, and tender, and before the inner seeds begin swelling. Frequent harvesting also encourages the plants to continue flowering and producing additional beans. Fresh bush beans are incredibly versatile in the kitchen. They can be steamed, sautéed with garlic, added to salads, roasted, or incorporated into countless recipes. And few vegetables compare to the flavor of freshly picked beans straight from the garden. Crisp, naturally sweet, and wonderfully tender. Fast-growing, highly productive, soil-friendly, and easy to maintain, bush beans are one of the most rewarding vegetables for gardeners who want reliable harvests in a small amount of space.